Y'all always catching me in bed. But I was on TikTok and I saw this girl talking about how her son has conduct disorder and he's not allowed to live at home. And I was reading through the comments, and this girl's like, I could never put my kid in an institution and blah, 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 blah. And it's this mom's like, well, I've been putting him in different, I don't know what the term is for it, like housing, so that he can have the care that he needs. He's safe. He doesn't hurt other people. Because with conduct disorder, it is a premature disorder for when kids are younger because they're acting out, and it's more than just acting out. It's like, think of antisocial personality disorder, but on a kid level, because conduct disorder is typically something that kids get diagnosed with prior to getting diagnosed with ASPD because they're too young. You have to be 18 in order to get diagnosed with ASPD. But just because you have conduct disorder doesn't mean it'll always develop into ASPD. So she's saying that her kid's case is really, really severe, to where the point where he's a danger to himself, animals, other kids around him, like things like that. And that the only other option is long-term care in a mental health facility. And she's really struggling with this, as I assume any good mom would really struggle with this. Like, it's got to be really hard to be like, I got to lock my kid up for the sake of my other kids around him. Like, that's not easy. And for someone to say, like, I could never do that. Well, you don't understand the massive implication of conduct disorder. And it's not like it's the mom's fault or anything like that. But conduct disorder is something that people really overlook, like, especially in classrooms when people are saying, oh, the kids don't listen, they throw pens, they da 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 da. This is like that times a million. In my town, we have a couple schools, kind of like, it's called RAC. I don't know what it stands for, but it's for kids that get kicked out of school or they don't have any more options. It's essentially that, or juvie. And I'm going to assume from what she's describing that he's on that spectrum, but even more, being a danger to himself. That's a lot. So I think we need to watch what we say to other moms. I'm not a mom, but we need to watch what we say to other people, because I guarantee she's really struggling with this, as she's said on the internet. She's got her whole page and everything like that. I'll tag her in the caption. But conduct disorder is something not to mess around with. It is extremely difficult, and it's not something that you can just be like, you have a time regimen and you're gonna be disciplined by going in the corner like you're a bad kid. No. Like, really seriously think of that kid as having antisocial personality disorder, lack of empathy, not caring, kind of narcissistic. I don't know the criteria off the top of my head, but I know, as much as I've told you, it's not an easy disorder. So I do feel for this mom. And, sometimes you got to do what you got to do for the best possible care that's available for parents out there. And unfortunately, like, I wish that we had different things that were available other than long-term mental health facility care, because sometimes, they have horror stories and it's not the best experience. And that just sucks. I could go on about the United States and like their mental health care system and the facilities that they have and whatever. But let's be nice to moms. Let's be nice to parents in general who are being empathetic and telling you about their life, especially their kids' life, and open you up to something that you're not ever really been exposed to. Because coming across a kid that has conduct disorder, like legit conduct disorder, is not all too common. So let's learn and learn from, okay? Let's not judge.